Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Here we are on a TRF led ride. I'm leading an ADV ride. This isn't a monthly social, this is just one of those many rides that we do as part of the TRF. We are 8 bikes up today. We're in Stokesley Marketplace, so we've got a fine array of machinery as we look around. A couple of T7s, mine inclusive, and quite a few KTMs and a Himalayan as well. So I don't know what's going to happen. You guys don't know what's going to happen. We didn't come to offer any sympathy. We just came to video the afflicted.
Well, he's a lesson for anyone.
So as always, grab yourself a brew, grab yourself a beer, and come with us on this week's Biking Buddies Motor Vlog. Let's cue VT.
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison? What's your pleasure?
Okay, so that is the titles out of the way, as we have well seen. Now let me explain in a little bit more detail what we're up to today. Before we dive into that though, apologise just in advance. I am carrying a little bit of the man flu, or the remnants of. We're just getting over that now. So as we are well aware as gents amongst us, man flu is the worst thing on the face of the planet. So yes, there may be a few coughs and sneezes and sniffles, and I do apologise for the rather croaky audio as we go. So what are we up to today is the loud cry. Well, we're taking a jaunt around the North Yorkshire moors. We've got 8 bikes up today, so I did limit this group, so 7 plus myself, that's our 8, and we're going to be ADV focused across the North Yorkshire moors. We're going to take some relatively new trails, so we've got some dual track to do, and we've also got some single track to do as well. Now that the ground is drying out slightly, we can just start to expand our repertoire a little bit to take in a little bit more of those arable sections that have been a bit off the grid, as it were, to the larger ADV bike. So let's get on with it and get stuck into some of these trails, familiar ones and some less familiar. So this is our first proper trail of the day. We've got a couple of equestrians up ahead of us, a couple of horses, so we are just being super careful here. Certainly don't want to be spooking horses. That's the last thing that we want to do. They very definitely have seen us. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that is how you deal with horses when you meet them on the trail. Always pays to be polite, respectful, shared spaces. And down we go to the little water crossing. That's more of a splashette than a water crossing, albeit it can be a little bit muddy on entry and a little bit muddy on exit. Always nice just to be nice. I would expect there'll be quite a few people out today. It's beautiful weather. Oh my life, look at these little lambs. Little lambs on the track. Come on, little lambs. Get up. Hup. Where you going, number 62 and 62? Hello there, fellas. How gorgeous were they? Okay, so let's get on with this. A little bit of a rocky climb. I'm back into lambs again. I guess that is indicative of the time of year. Very nice to see though. And through we go. Climb. So this was very rutted the last time that we came up here. Combination of usage, mostly 4-wheel drive, it's got to be said, but and a lot of water runoff as well. It is quite a soft track. Look at this. So just opting to stay centre line today. I did manage to get myself left into the rut the last time and really struggled, to be fair. C7 climbs away. That Anlas Capra X is gripping very nicely today. Certainly glad that I've changed that tyre up. Very glad indeed. I do like this climb. It's a nice little wake-up climb. Just dials yourself in quite nicely. But as I say, it does struggle a little bit with runoff and water. And here's the gate. You see those lambs?
Yeah.
How gorgeous were they?
It's starting to get a little bit choppy up there as well now.
It is, yeah. It's quite...
2 years ago.
And the last little climb just sees us coming up to the tops. Man alive, I can feel that man flu. And there we are at the top. Couple of mountain bikers. Yes, a couple of bikers. And we'll regroup here, wait for everybody. Good morning. Check the cameras off. Yes, we're off. All good, all good. 2, 4, 6. 2 more. It's warm. So we're just coming up to our next little inauspicious climb, and I can see a vast amount of high-vis. I don't think they're tabards, I think they're actually rucksack covers, so this could well be like a D.A.V. kind of expedition group, scout group, that kind of thing. Just prior to the woodlands, so we've got to be a little bit respectful of that. Now we may well time this right, that these guys will actually get the gate for us. There they all are. Awesome, thank you very much. Thank you. So Cal's just getting the gate, and then we'll be we're through and away. This one can be a little bit slippy with all the pine debris. And there's another group. Are they going to get the gate for us? No, they're not. Oh, fantastic! What a scholar! There's 8 of us. Very much appreciated, thank you. Thank you, gents, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, chaps. A little bit rutty and rocky in places, that. And I would imagine these will be the group leaders or a checkpoint for these guys doing their expedition training, whatever it is that they're doing. Morning! Morning, thank you! Thank you, chaps. Is that working or is that not? There we go. 2, 1. So here we are at the start of the Shaun the Sheep Trail. Why do we call it Shaun the Sheep? Well, let's have a look. Over there at the bus stop, you can see behind us there the mural of Shaun the Sheep. So yes, Commondale High Moor, aka Shaun the Sheep. Let's go for it. And hopefully Rail Cam will stay clean enough, long enough, that we'll get a little bit of dynamic footage of the guys. As always, those shared spaces. Well, that crept up on me quite a bit there. I was a bit committed, couldn't really do anything but hit the brakes, scrub a bit of speed off. Oh man alive, it is beautiful to feel a little bit of heat. I'm actually quite hot today. It's 13 degrees presently, which is pretty epic. That's good. So this lady's got a couple of dogs. Let's just slow down to acknowledge that she's there. Bloke even. Morning, thank you. Thank you. Very, very well trained, well behaved dogs. So this is where the trail gets a little bit smoother, so I think we can risk a little bit and light it up. So the whole idea of trail riding really for me is it isn't just tiptoeing around as we've seen, no, completely the opposite. It's having good fun, but it's pitching your ride to the conditions you're riding in, the people that are around you, both on the trail, as in on your own ride, and also off the trail as well, members of the general public. If we were to see somebody right off on the distant horizon, yeah, we'd be backing the pace down now, pretty much so that they know that we've seen them, and vice versa. So, yes, hopefully, real camp. It's all third gear work. This is just long pulls on the T7. Nice pulls. Don't really fancy ploughing through there today. Let's give that one a miss. So the trail after this little inauspicious one is Mill Lane. I've only done that a couple of times. I did it once with DC, North Yorkshire TRF chairman. He very kindly led me through there. I think I'd had the T7 about, all of 5 seconds. So yeah, that was quite an interesting voyage of discovery for me. And then I did it about 6 months or so ago, 6 or 8 months ago with good mate Richie, and we did it in the summer months. So we're going to have a look at that today. It'll probably be quite soft underfoot, and there is a bit of a water crossing, a little splashette at the bottom as well. So it'll be quite interesting to see exactly how we go with that one, how we get on. Well, that was a little bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see how we go and how we get on with that today. But I think that is one that we will stick in there just for the challenge hell of it. And here we are, Shaun the Sheep Lane or Commondale Moor, done and dusted. We will be heading off to our right up towards Danby Beacon shortly, but we're going to nip down and get to Mill Lane once we've sorted these cameras out, and let's get a bit of OS map navigation on the go. This is the start of Mill Lane. Little bit slippy, a little bit boggy. I am not the best in ruts. I don't particularly like ruts. And yes, here we are. Very rut-tastic. Lots and lots of dabs today. See if I can't get up here. That's better. Right, where do we go left? We drop, actually, I'm gonna stick here, I think. That looks well boggy there. Yes, it is. Right, okay. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. It's wet. I hate ruts. Right, here we go. Start the trail with a stall. So that's across the field sections. Now, stone isn't too bad. Pings you about a little bit, but at least there's traction there with the stone. Of course, what goes down ultimately must come up. This is looking quite... Slow the bike down, Paul, slow the bike down. Yeah, it looks like they've had some water down here, and still some water coming. This is very, very slippy. Desperately trying to keep off that front brake as much as I can. Just a little bit of featheration. Let's get across. Right, here's the bridge at the bottom before we go and ascend a little. Wow. That was slippy, eh? So this also is a little bit of a bog fest. So I'm going to stick... Oh, where should we go? Where should we go? Where should we go? I'm going to try and go through. Not good. I think this is going to be a straps job. That's where I should have gone. Thanks, buddy. Whose idea was this? Right, let's go, go, go. Get up to the top. If we can. Right, so that is all about, whoa, momentum and the absolute lack of. Right, let's have a quick look at this water while the guy's coming through that gate. It's a bit solid there. Oh. Nice one. Okay, let's have a quick look at the water, which is just down here. Right, now then, this looks a little on the deep side. Oh my life. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Let's get through. I'm going to go right. I see Peter in his hand. It's got very little ground clearance. Look at that. Straight through, no bother. You watch, I'll be the one that drops the bike now. I'm through, no bother. Two more, two more. That went through all right there.
I ran out of the ground piece in that rut.
Yeah, I could.
I went through, but I was
You got half of North Yorkshire on your bike.
I'm more in the waterfall. That's lovely down there, the waterfall.
I've never seen it.
Have you never stopped down? Look.
No.
We'll never walk down. Oh, it is good.
I'll catch it next time, I think. Right. When we get to the road section at the top, we're actually turning left. So just go left and just pull in somewhere and we'll get by. Nice one, buddy. Thanks for that, Rich. And that's Mill Lane done. It is a challenge on a bigger bike. So we're going to go left here onto Ridge Lane. Awesome, nice one guys, well done. And I don't mean that patronising at all. The skill sets that are in this group far outstrip mine 10 times over. But that was worth doing. That was one of those little challengey bits, but definitely worth doing. Couldn't do that on your own. Just that extra pair of hands on the grab bars was enough to get the bike out. It's fantastic. So onward to a little bit more gravel. Now these really are these sleepy little back roads in North Yorkshire. Just an amazing group that we got out with us today. Just absolutely fantastic, and I always find it's better. It can be intimidating in the thought process, but it's actually better in the reality, in the delivery, when you're riding with people that are just far, far better riders than yourself. And that happens to me quite often, as I'm sure you'll well imagine. But we got some serious skill sets in the group today, which is absolutely fantastic. That wasn't our trail, was it? Nope. Yeah, we've got some really good skill sets in the group today, which is absolutely fantastic. And not only does it mean obviously that you're not having to worry about those individuals, of course not, but you know that they are there to lend a helping hand should it be needed. And as the adage goes within the TRF, many helping hands. So we're going to pick a trail up now that's had a TRO in it, a traffic restriction order, for a good number of months, about 18 months I do believe. And the trail is now open. It does cross a peat bog, and whilst the weight of the bikes tends not to be too much of a drama for us, you'll probably see as we go up this trail that it is rather susceptible to four-wheel drive damage, unfortunately, because ultimately I guess, you know, not just in 4x4s by any stretch, but it is traversing over a peat bog. So the ground is by default very, very soft. And here, I believe, oh yeah, here we are. This is, yes, this is the trail here. And it's an away gate. It's that one up there, that's good. Oop. Start the day with a stall. And we're on. And away we go. So all this has been stoned and regraded, as you can see, which is great to get that dolomite in there. And the upper sections, as we'll see when we get to them, they are the bits that typically are soft. The deep ruts start, and then by default the users then move to the side, creating more deeper ruts, and the wider the track gets, and a vicious cycle, unfortunately. And here's one of those said sections. So we just got to tread ourselves a little bit carefully across here. We don't want to cause any more damage to this beautiful trail. And as I say, this isn't dissing 4x4s, not by any stretch. It's just the weight of the vehicles against bikes and how soft the ground is, really, I guess. You know, in a similar vein to the bikes, you've got to pick your trails, pick your areas that you're going to ride in. There are certain areas, certain trails that for the TRF they actively promote not going into those areas where the ground is soft and wet, I guess, you know, if you're a four-wheel drive owner, then this really should be one of those trails that you should just leave alone, I think, because ultimately we'll lose it again. It'll get a TRO in it, and it may well end up getting a permanent closure. I mean, look at this. This is some very deep ruttage, and of course the bike's going to just skip across the top. But it's a beautiful part of the world, and certainly one that we wouldn't necessarily want to restrict anybody accessing. We just need to have an element of responsibility within our riding and our driving and our usage of these areas. We link pretty much straight into the very next trail. Just got to watch out the road use. And we're straight down here, so we'll wait for the others. I'll get rear cam turned off. These little auspicious lanes, or inauspicious lanes should I say. Look at that for depth of water, eh? Who needs a river crossing? So that is our lunch stop done and done, and in fine fashion with a lot of my rides we do tend to just bring our own victuals with us, or bring our own food, bring our own flasks, and that's exactly what everybody's done. Sun's just dipped behind a little bit of cloud now, but we have just had an incredibly nice lunch, just sat on the side of the trail here, eating lunch on the hoof as it were, in this glorious weather. So we're going to get ourselves across Glaisdale Rig and start to work our way towards the southwest end of the North Yorkshire Moors National Park. What a superb day. T7, that'll be an interesting concept. Right, let's get ourselves up Glaisdale Rig then. Work our way through these people. And away we go. Absolutely superb. And down, down, down we go, down into the Daffodil Valley. This is Farndale stretching right out before us. We've got some new trails that have opened up, well actually just around the corner, that have opened up at the head of the dale. We're not going to do those today, the ground's a little bit wet for those. It has been reputed they're more akin to enduro bike trails, so not really suited to the big old girls, the big heavy bikes. Certainly not till the summer months when the ground properly dries up. But that said, we've got a nice climb out of Monket Bank, which pretty much is directly opposite us. I can see the trail winding its way up out of the valley. It's a beautiful climb. It's one of those climbs where you kind of think it's steeper than it really is, or certainly when you look at it you think, man alive, that's steep, but when you ride it, it's actually okay. So we'll get ourselves across to the other side and then we'll climb up onto the open moorland. 2, 1. Right, okay, so quick, find myself at the back of the pack now. The reason being is, yeah, as you can see, we're now in Jersey. It's that warm, but yes, flies inside the helmet, not good at all. Let's get a bit of ABS off. Yeah, flies in the helmet, that's not good. Okay, and up we go. Catch the rest of the group up. Carl's got the gate, which is good. Nice one. Cheers, chaps. This is a good climb. I enjoy this climb a lot. Good afternoon, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And that sees us up above Farndale now, so we've got Bransdale in front of us. Right, so 8 bikes are down to 3. We are just waiting here for Ash to come along now. Apparently he's got a puncher who's just on the other side on the way out of Farndale. We've lost one rider, just time pressures, so he's headed off home, no dramas there. We're going to zip along now and just have a bit of a look and see if we can render some assistance to Ash. So let's go see if we can't give them a bit of a hand. Ah, they're not very far down here at all then. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I thought they were going to be on the up section, but it's far better as a group for us to generally just stick together, and as well it gives us a good opportunity to give Ash a bit of a ribbon as well. Right, let's go take a look. We didn't come to offer any sympathy, we just came to video the afflicted.
Well, he's a lesson for anyone just mentioned to it.
What bike is it? Oh, keeps taking money, that's the one.
He's been pumping for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was done, but your ignition's on.
Well, that couple that we passed on the mountain bikes at the start of the trail, they goes at the top, said, have you been in touch with them? Oh yeah. That's why I put the spindling on the T7, just to stop it moving.
No fat, no cigar.
There we go.
You got all the wheel, I'll just have it something. I've got the Queen, sorry King. I'll do it when I get. Yeah, when I put her on the stand. Yeah, I like that stand.
So the new tyre then.
Why'd you carry plugs with you as well? I'm trying to keep you trapped.
So that's Punchergate all sorted. Thanks to Peter for having his high volume pump with us. Ash on the KTM. What you stand there, Ash? And we're gonna get ourselves on our way, heading back now. So we're gonna cut the ride a little bit shorter anyway. The day is actually getting a little bit long in the tooth. Let's get rid of mirror cam. So yes, the day's just getting a little bit long in the tooth, so rather than doing the connotations of the south side of the national park, we're just going to head back over Rudland Rig, have that utterly stunning drop back into the Tees Valley, and get ourselves homebound. By the time we're done and dusted, it's probably going to be the latter part of the afternoon anyway. And unlike most Sundays, it isn't actually a work day tomorrow, it's a public holiday here in the UK, a bank holiday. So plenty of time just to relax, unwind before the working week, which is a nice short 4-dayer for us. And that sees us cresting over the top. A little bit hazy today. I think we've had the best of the sunshine. The windproof is back on now. But that said, it is still nice and warm, and what a difference it makes just riding in warm conditions. Pretty much got the place to ourselves, which is good. The day is quite long in the tooth now, so that's maybe a deciding factor as to why it's as empty as it is. And here we are now, just tumbling down off the rig back into the Tees Valley. Good afternoon, thank you. Always about respecting those shared spaces. We're not the only people up here, and we can certainly give a good or a bad impression. And certainly from you know, speaking to Johnny up in Hawes a weekend or two back, last weekend I believe it was, and whilst we can't always change people's opinion of bikes and riders and where we're riding, we can absolutely 100% influence the reactions that we get. Thank you. We really can influence those reactions that we get just by backing that throttle off nice and early. Let the people know that we've seen them, we know they're there. It is all about respecting shared spaces. It's a big driver of the TRF, and I must admit it is a big driver of mine as well. So we're just coming up to our last trail now, which is incidentally the first one. We're just going to reverse it around. I think it's called Church Lane actually, aptly named as we go past the church. Beautiful little place in Ingleby Greenhow. So we've had very much the best of the weather today. It's just slightly clouding over, that was forecast, with a little bit of rain through the evening. So we've stayed predominantly dry most of the day. Temperature on the bike is showing 14 degrees, and we'll take that any time, 10 times over we will. It's been a bit of an interesting day. First ride that I've encountered a puncture, not me personally, thankfully, but it is the first ride where we've had a puncture on within the group. So yeah, that was quite interesting to see how we deal with that, or how that was dealt with. And we're just going to pick up this little Church Lane section now, get ourselves back to the meeting point, which was Stokesley, and we are away. It's always deeper than you think, that. Always, or deeper than I think, should I say. It's a lovely little climb, a little bit slippy underfoot. Just got to be careful for horses. There was some here earlier this morning. Now, avoid the waterfall. That was incredibly deep the last time that I was here, so we can bypass that. Okay, so let's stop here. Right. Okay then folks, so we are done and dusted. This is just the end of Church Lane there. We are now 2, 4, 6, 7 bikes. Ash with the wounded tyre, but no dramas thanks to his mechanicking skills. He managed to get himself away, and Peter's pump obviously helped as well. So if you have stuck with us to the end, then thank you very much for your company as always. If you haven't done so already, then please hit that subscribe button. It does wonders for the YouTube algorithm. If you find yourself wanting to leave a comment, then please do so. I do my level best to reply to all of the comments, both positive and negative. So the final thing for me to do with the boys here at the end of Church Lane, wherever you are in the world guys, whatever you're doing, enjoy your ride, keep it safe, and we'll catch you for the next one. Cheers folks, bye now, bye.